Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Very good afternoon to you. It's another beautiful day and a brand new week, the 15th day of September 2025. And we're here again in the market as usual to look for opportunities as they concern investing in the Nigerian and foreign stock markets. Interesting days ahead, even as we begin to prepare for what we know as the earnings season. In less than a month, the earnings season will commence, and we will be here live and direct to see how our stocks are doing and our investments particularly. I hope you had a great weekend. It's another beautiful day. And of course, as usual, the market is flooded with opportunities which we will not easily pass by. So thank you very much for joining. We are glad for the gift of life, and we are back again. Hopefully, we can continue to enjoy our opportunities as we source for them. Now, we shall be proceeding on to, as usual, the review of activities in the capital markets as far as last week was concerned, and then we will see how our portfolios did in the course of the week. Never mind, it's a brand new week, but we will see how quickly we can go through this and then make progress this hour. Thank you very much for joining from wherever you are. As usual, our in-house moderators and my co-hosts will be joining me shortly, or if at all they are not here already, and we will be having a blast once again. We hope that the momentum of last week continues, even as we shall be checking to observe what the situation is as we speak. Thank you very much once again, Maobi. Thank you very much, Benita. Thank you very much, Gratitude Boss, Oremos, and all our admins that have been in the house helping in one way or the other. You know how we do it, to help many more others enjoy the benefits that we share here for free. Please do well to keep liking and sharing this live stream from any platform you are on. Talking about YouTube, my YouTube family, and of course we have Twitter also live, and then TikTok and Instagram. Thank you so much, Alerted King. You've been such a constant star, and hopefully all your efforts will be crowned even in ways you may not imagine, because as Martin Luther will always say, no matter how sacrificial a man is, he cannot escape reward. Okay, so let's do this for humanity. Once again, we proceed with our review of what happened last week. But please be informed, the stock market is not a get-rich-quick scheme, and it rewards us sometimes quicker than we expect. But one fundamental virtue that is so powerful that you will need in this market is patience. So the views and opinions expressed about any investment, if you're joining us and you want to understand what are those FUGAS banks, they are just the acronyms for the 5 biggest indigenous banks in Nigeria, talking about, in no particular order, by the way, just for convenience sake, for mentioning as an acronym. FUGAS stands for First Bank, UBA, GTCO, Access Bank, and Zenith. Trading activities also picked up as weekly market volumes jumped to 3.19 billion shares, up from 3.11 billion the week before. Market capitalization mirrored this bullish momentum, adding nearly $1 trillion to close at 88.92 trillion naira compared to 87.93 trillion naira previously. All right, a total of 70 equities gained during the week, a significant jump from 19 in the previous week, while 22 equities lost, down sharply from the 64, while 55 remained unchanged. All share index kicked off a bullish run, and so on and so forth. So that's a quick wrap-up of market activities regarding the stock market. But before I continue on to the next segment, which is taking your comments, I would like to also mention sectoral performances. It's important for us to keep our eyes there because it helps us to know where the money is per time. Insurance sector led the way with the NGX index climbing 2.45% on strong gains in Regency Assurance, 27.69%, and ICO Insurance 19.48% last week. Oil and gas names followed closely, pushing the NGX oil and gas index up 2.38%, supported by a 6.6% jump in Aradel and a 1.8% lift in Oando. The NGX banking index advanced 1.68%, supported by sub 5% gains in Fuga stocks, while FCMB, Fidelity, and Wema Bank also posted modest increases of less than 3%. And then the NGX Industrial Goods Index rose 1.13%, driven by a 13% rally in Lafarge, while the NGX Consumer Goods Index edged up 0.98% on the back of a similar 13% gain in Champion Breweries. Right? Leading the pack was eTransact as far as top gainers is concerned. It soared 45% last week, marking a standout performance. Regency Assurance PLC followed with a gain of 27.69%. Fundamentals, nothing to write home about, just bouncing left, right, and center, only by mere chats and rumors. Down 10.42%, the Nigerian NMI were followed, and others. Time will not permit us to go through all of that, so we will proceed straight up to your comments. And first, I'll take on comments from YouTube. Good day, coach. The market has turned the curve. MRS PLC has declared an interim dividend of 1.49 Naira. Interesting days are here. Early retirement is Bay Niger Uplift. You're always on fire, giving us that update on YouTube. Thank you very much. Good morning, coach, and trust you enjoyed your weekend. Please, what's your view about VFD Group shares? Is it good for the 1 million challenge? Thank you for your advice. Olamide Samuel, as long as you are patient enough, then VFD Group is okay for the 1 million challenge. Just make sure you collect your 1 million shares around that 10 Naira range. Once you do that, you climb your bed and have a good sleep, because in the end, every 1 Naira gained by that stock eventually translates to 1 million Naira in profits on your investment. Good morning, sir. Please, I want to buy Qtix and TIP. At what price should I put them? All right, that means I should go straight on to market activities on the stock exchange to determine what's going on with those stocks. Give me a moment. I will sign in very soon, and then we will get to know real-time live updates about this. Chiomi says, please, which US stock can I buy now under $5 that has great potentials? I thought I responded to that DM. Please check your DM and confirm that a response was given. I guess you asked that question during the weekend. Let's go ahead and check what's happening with TIP at the moment. I know that stock is just slowing down and marking time because of the proposed rights issue. So TIP is currently at 12 Naira, just 1 kobo up from the 11 Naira 99 kobo it closed on Friday. I'm seeing a situation where there's a 1.9 million bid versus 1 million offers. So still interest building on TIP, but not too much, and not up to 12, all under 12 Naira per share. All right, please, I'd like to inform you of this trick. When you are typing your questions, make sure you copy and onto clipboard so you can continually, repeatedly, repost, because the screen actually scrolls automatically and I am not able to meet up the speed with which it scrolls, depending on how long my response to any of your questions takes. All right, so get this trick and just repeatedly send your questions so you stand a better chance to being responded to instead of missing out completely. Good day, coach. Thank you for all you do, sir. Is Chams still a good buy at close to 3 Naira 50 kobo? Depending on how long you want to hold, Chams is just gold, if you ask me. But as we have it right now in the market, Chams is on a strong, very strong full bid right now. It's no longer fake. Wow. We are seeing Chams. I've already published something before coming on live here. As at that time, Chams had 11 million bids, 0 offers, and it has gained maximum for the day that it can. From 3 Naira 25 kobo closed on Friday. Today is at 3 Naira 57. Maximum gains secured. Now the bids are up to 14.3 million bids. How you can buy Chams this immediate second, I don't know. because those who have bidded at the highest price it can ever gain today have put in about 4.2 million bids out of the 14 million bids. So over 40% of the bids currently are at maximum price. Well, we were all here and watching how this flies. It's looking like the interest in Chams is now so concrete, and that makes even the rights issue more interesting. I already published in our group Network Investors Club that Chams rights issue has now been extended to the 26th of September. So good news for those who are not able to take up their rights on time. Who knows, maybe you could run into money that you may need to want to exploit and take advantage. 1 naira 70 kobo is a price that Chams will never sell for in the near term because of how great the expansion they are going into is. Good day, coach. Thank you for all you do. Please, which dividend-paying stocks would you suggest for personal income builder plan on a monthly budget of 30,000 naira? Williams Dynasty. Monthly dividends, monthly 30,000 naira budget investment for a dividend stock towards personal income building. All right, straight away I will just go to Fidelity Bank. Still looking good, not hustled out of the 20 naira range yet. So that's your best bet for that particular investment goal. Sir, if I have taken my rise, can I buy more Flams Ego? Absolutely. You can apply for more than your rights. Just make sure that you put down the money equivalent to the excess you are applying for as well. And then, of course, for those who may not be taking up their rights or may not take up all their rights because it may be too much for them to fund, there's going to be a reallotment. And at that point, it could just get to you as well, depending on the volume you request for, and based purely on the discretion of the registrars. I hope you are getting me now. Good day, coach. Thank you for all you do. Is Regal Insurance a good buy at 1 naira 62 kobo? Daily Food NG. I'll check now. For me, when a stock is so much in demand, I tend to just avoid it completely because of the clear errors, clear danger of holding the bag. Now that's a term used for coming in late to a stock because you were afraid the stock is running too far, only to realize that everyone else is now dumping that stock on you. All right, so let's go on and check what Regal Insurance is up to at this point. Regal is already losing, currently 164. You see, I was saying do not chase a moving train. Suddenly there are 22.8 million offers in the market. Offers versus 13.4 million bids. So at this point you want to hold on because there is a likelihood that the stock price will crash further. You may be able to buy in the coming days cheaper than the 1 naira 62 kobo you were asking for. Currently it's at 1 naira 64, but it's losing and a whole lot has been sold. 31 million shares sold already. There are still 22 million on offer versus 13 million bids. So you want to use your economic IQ to know that because the offers are more than the bids, there is a chance that the price will still drop further in the coming days. Emperor Moprito says, good afternoon, coach. Please, is Aradel a good buy today as it keeps racing higher? Well, whether or not there will be a pullback, we don't know. But Aradel has actually stayed very long in that 500 naira range. It all depends on who still has and wants to sell. If the sellers are not too much, then the price may not go too far before it pulls back for a good entry. At this point, it's not even looking like it wants to pull back, despite the fact the offers are more than the bids. This stock just continues to climb. From 5 naira 45 kobo, it's now 5 naira 59. The highest bidder is bidding at 545 naira to 559 today. And the highest bidder is bidding 550 naira 10 kobo. The lowest offer in the market is 559. Bid and offer status 1.4 million bids versus 549,000 offers. At this point, I don't know what price to mention. It's looking like some people might have been sniffing the results that is expected. If that comes out, I won't be surprised to see Aradel at 600. And so all those who enjoy the pullbacks and try to accumulate while it stagnated and wasn't looking attractive, your reward days may just be closed. Okay. Peacemaker says, stop misleading. Let me read your post. Stop misleading the public. FIRS has cleared it that BVN and NIN is enough for banking. You better go and read properly, Mr. Peacemaker. If that is how you talk, you say you are a peacemaker, and look at the way you address somebody in their own live stream. Right? Did you listen to that video and hear that as far as you have your NIN, it's okay, that you will need your NIN to now generate your tax ID? Do you have the full information? This is how you expose your ignorance. You come to people's platform and start talking what you don't even have information about. NIN, as stated in the video there, is okay. There is no hassle, but you need a tax ID, and you use your NIN to generate tax ID on a website. And I even mentioned on the comments in that video that I was going to make a video showing how to generate your tax ID using your NIN or ROC number if it's a corporate organization. So don't come and distract us here. Otherwise, you will get blocked straight. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's Monday morning. I don't want to get furious yet. Let's let the bull in the market go furious so that prices will rise while we enjoy ourselves. Please remove that person. Baba Give, never mind. If we see that comment again, he will be off, straight off. Please forgive his ignorance. Peacemaker is seeking attention. All right, let's forget about that individual and proceed with what we are doing. Good day, Coach. Thank you for all you do. Please, which dividend-paying stocks would you suggest for personal income builder plan? Well, I've responded to that question. If I wonder when people just make all sorts of comments. What gain will I have to mislead public? When I finish misleading them, what now happens to me? I will now become a billionaire or what? You just want to run your mouth. I'm not ready for you yet. If I face you, you will not be able to survive it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and forget about distractions. Around 50. So you catch the ones you know you can buy now. Very good combinations after all, by the way. And then later on, the person continues to accumulate those that they can come back to. All right? Rebuild and Rise is asking, when Chams starts allocation of rights issues with the price pulled down a bit? Well, nobody knows at all, because at the point of announcing the outcome of the rights issue, much more of what they are going to be doing with the money will be disclosed and what they have already achieved. That could positively impact the price rather than letting it drop. And then, of course, remember, there is also the third quarter results to be announced next month end or thereabouts. And if that comes out good also, the market has not changed as far as the latest tax law is concerned. That's because already you've been paying withholding tax on your dividends. You don't receive all your dividends. In case anybody is here and doesn't know, your dividend is taxed 10%. So next time you want to calculate your dividend, when you receive it, check the number of shares you have times the dividend per share announced, deduct 10%. That's exactly what drops in your bank account. That is still there. The 10% withholding tax regime has been there all along, right from the days we were receiving dividend as warrants in the form of a checkbook. That time, if you don't have a post office or an address where letters can come directly from the post office, then, if you don't have a post office box or live in an address where letters can arrive straight from the post office, then it becomes difficult for you to invest in stocks, because you'll just be investing and not seeing your dividends. Dividends come in the form of letters. They call it dividend warrant. It's like checks. So you pay it in. Right from that time, withholding tax has remained 10%. And up till now, in this latest law, it's still 10%. And then talking about capital gains tax. Capital gains is on gains made from 150 million naira, or equal to or more than 150 million naira. you make such gains, and within a year, then you will have to pay that tax. And that is if you sell the stock and take the profit. If you take it out of the market, whenever you do that within a year period, then you will be taxed on that. I will confirm, or whatever, the early birds who took position there, right from when it was Niger Delta Petroleum Company. That's what Aradel used to be before they got listed on NASDAQ and now came on here. So just the way we also take profit from our investments, they are now taking profit, having held for so long and made a whole lot of money in their investment. So it's fine. But as new shareholders begin to take position, that they will hold theirs longer, and that means eventually the oversupply in the market would have reduced, and then the price will begin to inch upwards. All right, what's the qualification date for Chams rights issue now? Lena, I think Chams rights issue qualification date was 16 June. So it's gone. It's long. It's been long. What held it for so long before coming out was regulatory approval. Just like you have TIP awaiting regulatory approval for their rights issue, VFD awaiting regulatory approval for their rights issue, but we have little ideas what they will be. For TIP, it will be at the rate of 7 naira per share, and I think it's 1 for 13 or something like that, or is it 1 for 3? I think 1 for 13 or something like that. So eventually, when they get approval, it will then be out. But qualification date for those have also passed. Bought PZ at 38. I would like to have your opinion if it's better to sell off now or still hold even though it's at a loss. Yeah, the confusion with PZ is the, I would say, the lack of direction or conclusion of the delisting proposal. The owners of the company wants to delist, but current shareholders are saying the amount you are offering, it doesn't make sense. And so there is a bit of a tussle there, and they will not be able to delist because the shareholders also have a say, especially the minority shareholders. So that's why it's been a topsy-turvy for PZ in terms of price movement. One moment it's jumped from 32 to 35 and then 37. The next moment is down back to 34 and so on. So that's the situation it is right now. I would say just hold on a bit and see. It's a matter of so many others still holding that stock, running out of patience right now. But if it is a loss that you can really write off easily, it's better to get out of guesswork and having all these, I would say, indefinite suspension in your heart about the stock. Whether or not the stock is proceeding forward or backwards, you just can't say because of the up and down movement and the stalemate in terms of that final decision to delist. So I would say if your loss is not too much, then you sell. The reason I don't chase stocks, because you get to a point where if any process is delayed, then the stock price begins to drop as people want to move out short-term funds that they use to try to enter that stock in anticipation of a quick jump. So that's the case with what you call PZ. I'm seeing NACO at 250 after the Lagos airport is renovated. Isaac, you may not be far from the reality. Beyond Lagos airport being renovated, there are already long-term deals that NACO has signed up for, and it can only get better from here. Current valuation based on what they have done in terms of their performance in the first 2 quarters of the year shows that a whole lot is going on in terms of financial performance in that company. And as usual, the airline industry is busier in the second half of the year than the first because of festive travels already. Don't forget, we're in the second half and most of the summer travels have happened. They've made a lot of money based on the business they do, airport logistics, and more travels will happen again towards the end of the year in December, Christmas period and all that. So by the time you put all of that together, the second half is always the best and the bumper. And from what we have seen in the first half, there is a whole lot to look forward to. So it will not be long before you find NACO jumping to 150 from where it is right now. And that's the main reason why it has stubbornly refused to drop below 100. For so long now, it stayed at 100 and it's just waiting for one push and then it flies. Otherwise, next month, the third quarter result will be out and then we will see something else. But your 250 Naira projection is not out of place, especially if you give it time. Good morning, Coach. Aradel or Dangote Cement? Which is better to buy at the current price? Magenta. Well, Aradel, for me, is the best bet. Then you can come back to Dangote later because it looks like the market is seriously hesitant about Dangote Cement, though that's another powerful, fantastic one. Aradel had lingered for so long at 510 and so on, but it's looking like there's a turn of event, whereas Dangote Cement also once was under 500, managed to climb up to 500, and is now trying to establish a strong support above 500. So currently 514 Naira for Dang Cement. Then Aradel is powering to 560 Naira. Again, I repeat, this is despite the fact that the offers are more than the bids. 1.3 million offers versus 550,000 bids. Oladapo Akin Tolakbe says, Coach, I need 5 penny stocks each for 1 million challenge that I can invest more than 1 year. Of course, the 1 million challenge is for more than 1 year. Before coming on live, few seconds before coming on live, I posted on the Discord group, Net Worth Investors Club, what I saw. I was looking at eTransact, and I saw that just 3 months ago, eTransact was selling for 6 Naira 60 kobo per share. 3 months ago. Just 3 months ago. So if we had started this 1 million challenge, you would have bought eTransact as one of your 1 million challenge stock. 6 Naira 60 kobo means you would buy 1 million shares at 6.6 million Naira. Ladies and gentlemen, 3 months after, look at the price of eTransact, 16 Naira 40 kobo. That means your 1 million shares is now worth 16.4 million Naira. Something you bought for 6.6 million Naira. 3 months after, you are gaining almost 10 million. That's what I mean by forcefully making you a multi-millionaire. I don't know any other way. That's why I am not one of those who does all these short-term favors. They are good for temporary relief, but the best gift any man can give you is not to teach you how to fish, is to show you how to own the lake. Get this now. You know, there's always this saying, instead of giving me fish, teach me how to fish. I have personally gone past that paradigm. Teaching you how to fish is still teaching you how to labor, because you must labor before you get fish. What I teach you is how to own the lake. If you own the lake, for instance, maybe if you are fishing by yourself, you can fish only 10 fishes per day. And that means if you don't fish, you don't see fish to eat. But how about owning the lake and then having 10 fishermen come and you have a discussion with them? Look, listen, I own the lake, so I deserve some royalty in every activity you want to do. Don't pay cash. What you need to do is 10 fishes per day for each of you every day in this lake. All you need to do is give me 3 fishes. So each person will be happy. 30, 70. I'm a generous man. Take 70% of the fishes you get, give me 30%. So every day you are permitted to fish 10 fishes out of the lake. Take 7 of them, give me 3. 10 fishermen giving me 3 each is how much? Please type. How many fishes will 10 fishermen give me? I want to see your comments on the comment section. Each fisherman is to give me 3 out of the 10, and he will take 7. And they'll be very happy. Out of 10, landlord says I should take 7 and give him only 3 on a daily basis. Fine. So how many fishes will I get from 10 fishermen giving me 3 fishes per day? Let me see your comment, because I need to communicate. This thing needs to sink in. Are you getting my point now? Yes, I'm seeing Eukarya Uzo 30. Thank you very much. I'm not seeing your comments scrolling anymore, so I'm struggling to see. Okay, Acidic, thank you very much. 30, fantastic. So now, if I have 30 fishes per day, and the fishermen have 7 fishes per day, what did I do to get the fish? Nothing. And yet I own 30. The fishermen have 7 each. They will go and labor for hours to make sure they meet up the target of 10 fishes per day. I will be here talking to you on live stream, encouraging you to buy stocks, enjoy myself with you here. We're having a fun time, family time together. And then when I finish by 2:20 p.m., I check, I have 30 fishes on a daily basis. That's what I am passing on to you. 30 fishes on my side. Later we'll discuss with the tax authorities how to deduct tax, right? So, from 6.6 million, I don't know where else the money could have worked harder legitimately. But look at that. A stock like eTransact has already done it. So that's why the earlier the better. Now, I have said so much about this. This is why we do the 1 million shares challenge. Don't sleep on this. Pick a good stock. Please be careful not to throw your money into the ditch in terms of the kind of stock you pick. I will go through possible candidates for this. Some of them, most of them, I prefer the ones with sound fundamentals. They are penny stocks because they are less than 10 naira per share. Maybe if we successfully do this, we could graduate this into the foreign stocks and look for the best possible penny stocks in the market. Maybe it may not be 1 million challenge because we do not have $1 million yet, but we could say, okay, 100,000 challenge, or 10,000 challenge, or 1,000 shares challenge. Whatever it is, this is how we can force ourselves into becoming multi-millionaires. I understand that we need to keep talking about this until it eventually gets better, right? So that's the point. Okay? All right. Never mind the fact that at 1 p.m. we will be opening the lines on TikTok to hear your comments. Okay? Afternoon, coach. Please talk about Total, hold or sell. At this point, Total is a sell. Please sell. All right? Straight up. The books are no longer looking fantastic. They used to be the best petroleum marketing stock until things got things started trending downwards regarding their finances. Akudo Onido, good morning, coach. What's your take on Wando? I have held this for a while now and I don't see any traction on it. Maybe time to exit and cut my losses. That Wando has really stayed around under 50 for a while now. I am expecting actually a reaction from that spot. And it's actually building up towards that. Maybe just give it a little more time and see what happens. I am thinking also that the third quarter result could just please the market. Forget about what the management is doing, but the result could just give it a lift very soon. And if that happens, then that will be good for you because it's building up. I noticed it from last week that it's trying to get back up to the 50 naira range and above. Let's see how hard it pushes or what news comes up. Give it another time, say after the third quarter results are announced, okay? All right, so we go on to the next. Thanks, boss. Which stock can one pick for the challenge? All right. So let me mention the stocks I am looking at. I've always mentioned Academy Press, though that's, in fact, that's the most expensive in that list as far as my watch for 1 million share challenge is concerned. Academy Press is one, but I think under 9 naira. Never be under any pressure to finish it immediately. That you have identified the stock doesn't mean you must buy everything and finish it at once. You can take your time, dollar cost average, keep averaging down from time to time until you hit your target. And there is, you must not finish it on the spot. It can take you 6 months, it can even take you 1 year, but you have your eyes on this challenge, okay? So let's go. Academy Press is there, Chams is there, Qtix is there. I would have said ICO, but I'm avoiding insurance pennies for now because of the impending mergers and acquisition. ICO could actually be a senior merger partner with any other smaller entity, and for that reason, maybe ICO also gets in there. Give it a shout, but I would not be buying ICO at 4, considering the fact that e-Transact was, even if you bought 1 month ago, in fact, 1 month ago, e-Transact was at how much? 9 naira 80 kobo. 9 naira 80 kobo, just a month ago. So if you had bought e-Transact with 9 million naira, that money is now 16 million naira. Very neat. No fighting, no quarreling, right? And now it's on full bid, meaning you could have listed your 1 million shares on offer and collected 16 million straight from the 9 million invested just 1 month ago. You will see what happens. And I'm not particular because nobody can arrogate to themselves the ability to identify a stock. I can't tell you which of these stocks will run faster than the other. What I can assure you is if you give it time, these things will make you a multi-millionaire. Okay? So let me not waste too much. Then you may want to try stocks like Mutual Benefit and, like I said, ICO and maybe WAPIC. Yes, WAPIC. Otherwise, the other standalone stocks, I'm still going through the list. I'd mention to you when I run into one of them again. So, UACN is another one. No, sorry, UPDC. I'm sorry to say. UPDC is another one. Currently 5 naira 78 kobo. I've already mentioned WAPIC. If you still are interested in pennies, then of course, TIP. Though TIP is no longer a penny stock, refusing to drop below 10. But if you have the financial muscle, it's not late to accumulate TIP as your 1 million share challenge. And you are also not restricted to doing penny stocks. If you have the muscle to do stocks that are no longer pennies but still have such growth potentials, why not? And then of course, one REIT is there, UPDC REIT. I think that's also a good candidate for 1 million challenge. Then of course, Jaiz Bank. You know, a lot of time Jaiz may look like it's forgotten because it's no longer on the equity list, it's now on the non-interest list on this web portal. So these are my spread as far as 1 million shares challenge is. If you like, you want to add some banks, then you can go the way of Nigerian Police Force Microfinance Bank and Sterling Bank as well. All right. For me, I am not too particular about banks because you will not see that. You will hardly see that huge jump. That's my basic sentiment. What we have seen in the banking sector is a result of the recapitalization and repricing after the major devaluation that has happened in the Nigerian economy. So bank stocks are not usually known to run that much because they have created a whole lot of shares, just like it's also happened in the insurance industry. They will create, because of recapitalization, create a whole lot of shares in circulation, and then before you know it, boom, stock price begins to struggle because the dividend per share, some of the smaller banks may not be able to meet up. The same, to even repeat the same dividend they paid last time will be difficult because they have added too many more shares. But then these other ones can give you that jump. Just like you are seeing now, e-Transact just jumps. We also had cheap tip jumping from 2 to 17 before dropping at 12. Okay. If you are not following me, you are losing money. I do not need to repeat that. Everyone else who is here, who has been a part to invest in the stock, by all means to make the rights issue more attractive. But you know what? Whenever you see a situation where the price of a stock on the floor of the stock exchange is cheaper than the rights issue, is more expensive than the rights issue price, then you can tell easily that the management is trying to discourage retail investors from taking up their rights. And that is to tell you that they have interest in taking up the unclaimed rights. So when management wants to increase their stake and they want to discourage you from taking up the rights, it guarantees them taking up those rights. Because for me, I've always advised everybody who has asked me, go to the floor and buy. Do you know why? Next month, UBA is going to pay interim dividend. And last year, they paid 2 naira per share dividend. Even if they've created more shares now, they have the capacity to still pay the same 2 naira per share. So if you buy from the floor, number one advantage, it's cheaper. Number two, you qualify for the dividend next month. I'm saying if you buy UBA shares now, you will be in the register of members, shareholders of UBA, and qualify for the dividend to be paid next month end. But if you go the right way, disadvantage number one, it's more expensive than the price on the floor of the stock exchange. Disadvantage number two, those rights will not qualify for this interim dividend. At least it may qualify for the final dividend to be paid in May next year, but for this interim dividend, those rights will not qualify. So everything looks discouraging as far as UBA's rights is rights is concerned. So I just advise you simply take, even if you intend to take up your rights, buy the equivalent volume on the floor of the stock exchange direct, and your name appears in the books immediately, qualifying you for the dividend. For the rights, you will now wait several months before they collate, they do all the analysis, and then they now do allotment. By that time, it would have taken a long time. Okay? So that's it. Whereas Chams is doing rights issue. Market price is 3 naira 57 kobo. Yet, rights price is 1 naira 70 kobo. The best discount ever. Then, TIP is doing rights issue. Market price is 11 naira 99 or 12 naira. Rights issue price 7 naira. Fantastic discount. So these other two want to reward shareholders for staying faithful and being there all along. So you are buying at fantastic discount, and no matter how long it takes to allot, you are satisfied that you will be in good profit because the stock price is doing better on the floor of the stock exchange. All right. Good afternoon, Coach. Please, what is your take on Mercure Pharmaceuticals? I think it has risen too far for anybody to try to go in now. That's my take. Okay. All right. Dr. Alex says, Coach, we need to talk. Not a problem. Just send me a DM on Instagram and we will exchange numbers and have that conversation. Bobizzi says, Coach, can we go in on Chams now and how much? Now, Chams is off the market. Nobody wants to sell anymore. All Chams that was put on sale, put for sale, has been cleared. 13 million shares traded so far, 46 million naira spent. We still have about 14.8 million bids for Chams, zero offer. The door for Chams is closed at the moment. But you know what? Chams is synonymous with sudden surprises and sudden turn of events. Maybe we could see it happen again. For your information, those who have been patient with Northern Nigerian flour mills, it's looking like it wants to revive back again. Maybe something is about to happen there. Suddenly it's jumped to 91 naira per share, talking about NNFM. Okay, good day, Coach. Now that Chams is moving and don't want to jump in front of a moving train. What alternative can I do for the 1 million challenge? I've just mentioned so many names here. You can pick from either of them. Hello, coach. Which would you go for between Vitafoam and Dang Sugar? Well, I think Vitafoam could have some immediate rewards, but I would rather put patient funds in Dang Sugar. The interest in Dangote Sugar, Vitafoam is actually building up strong. 4.1 million bids versus 642,000 shares. I think Vitafoam may have a more immediate gratification, and for that reason, I will say, okay, buy Vitafoam now, wait for it to get to 90, and see if Dang Sugar is still dilly-dallying around 60 and 68. If so, sell and jump back in with your profit and everything else into Dang Sugar for the longest term. Ladies and gentlemen, in 6 minutes, I'll be taking your calls and we shall be proceeding. Northern Nigerian flour mills, 91 naira 95 kobo, gaining 5 naira 50 kobo at the moment. Let's see how strong that gets as we progress. Get set to start bringing in your calls on TikTok, where we will be entertaining those calls. But then I go on to YouTube now, and let's see what your comments are over there. Okay, a lot of comments here. Let me see how I can quickly take them before I proceed to taking your calls. Please don't allow the so-called peacemaker distract us. Kindly continue doing the good job you are doing. Thanks a million. Anthony Soji, thank you very much. Pelu Oladairo says, Coach, good afternoon. Are microfinance banks excluded from raising capital like all other banks? Microfinance banks have their own share capital announced as well. Whether they are excluded from doing raising capital is not in the picture at all. They can do whatever others are doing as long as they meet up their capital base requirement. Some of them may just have enough to meet up, and some quietly do private placements and don't need to make a noise about it. Stocks, we don't want junks because you can easily lose your money, and we're not teaching you how to lose money by picking at random. So it's good to always cross-check and make up your mind from the list that we have shared. I can't have them all. Honestly speaking, I can't have them all. But you know what? Somebody announced in our Net Worth Investors Club that he has completed his 1 million challenge on almost about 7 stocks, including GT Bank, that is 94 naira per share. So that means he bought, in fact, I think as at the time he made that announcement, GT Bank was at 92 naira. So 1 million shares of GT Bank is 92 million, right? Now, it has touched 94, but you see that 50 kobo, that's 500,000 naira. So if you had 1 million shares of Chams, every 50 kobo gained is 500,000 in the bag, no sweating. Come on, say money is easy to make. Type it, because when you type, your brain and your hand, they are communicating something into your being. And if you don't say it is easy to make, it will not be easy to make for you. But it will be easy for anybody who believes. You know something? For those who are Christians, God who created Abraham said, see. Why did he say see? As the God himself who he is, you still need to see what he is trying to give to you. So if you can't see it here, you can't see it in the physical before your very eyes. So if you don't say money is easy to make so that your entire being assimilates it, then it's going to completely be impossible really to make. Say it, money is easy to make. Listen, I have attended seminars several times, wealth building programs, all manner, before you knew me, before I even came on social media. So I know the power of these things. There are part of what makes humans so powerful and different from animals. Once we see a vision, we get it done. It's easier. Of course, you can't become what you don't see. You can't become successful mistakenly. Success is a well thought out process that gives birth to it. It doesn't just happen overnight. The effort you are putting in to be a part of this live stream every day, the thought, even when you don't make it, where you are thinking, oh, I'm missing something. All of those things are programming you for success. You can't have the same result with the person who is not a part of this at all. Okay, tell me, how can somebody who does not know what's happening in the stock market, doesn't come join a community like this, just get up and also be a part of those who bought Chams or who bought, what's the other stock now? TIP at 2 naira in November, and now TIP is 12 naira. 2 million tons to 12 million. In fact, it was 17 naira. How can such a person, even if you didn't buy TIP that time and you are buying TIP now, how can such a person mistakenly now also become the owner of TIP when TIP begins to sell for 20 naira after you bought at 11 naira, or you bought the rights issue at 7 naira? Then it gets to 20 naira, your 1 million TIP is now 20 million. How will the person mistakenly? Now, can I tell you, it's true, the person can mistakenly suddenly have TIP. Why? Maybe his father was buying and then he stumbled into what his father left behind and has passed on at old age, and then he carries, oh, me too, I have TIP. But you know what? He will lose everything. Why? No training, no understanding. He wasn't part of the wealth building process, so he will blow it and suddenly not have TIP again. His result can never be the same with yours. So success is not by accident. It's a coordinated end to a planned activity. If you are succeeding here, if your portfolio is ever increasing here, it's because you listened. There are still so many people who joined like you the day you came and disappeared. They fell along the way. That's the same. It's normal. So you don't succeed by accident. Some people are saying, oh, Femi Otedola, because his father was governor. I'm not taking sides with him, but I can tell you there were so many. What of the children of other governors? I was privileged to have a governor's son in my secondary school. A governor's son was in my secondary school when I was in secondary school. I won't mention the governor's name, but he amounted to nothing. And there are so many people like that. If you don't take advantage of opportunities, well, others will, and you will have yourself to blame. Ladies and gentlemen, let me not get into that mood where I inspire the living daylight out of you. When I get into that mood, I'm unstoppable. This live stream may not continue, but you know what? We've got to continue. All right? So let's go. The phone lines are now open on TikTok. We will proceed with your comments. So do well to keep your environments quiet and let us see what we can achieve today. I'm so sorry. The screens are not scrolling automatically again, so I may be missing out on so many of your comments, but just stay on. I'll try to combine the calls and the comments and see how far we can treat your matter. Chris Soulard Global is our first caller, and then of course we have after him Areme Kunu shall be our second caller. Then Tim Becky will be our third caller. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, I have my hobby in the house. I'm also expecting any other gratitude boss if you are willing and available, because some of them are also busy, but like minds comes together, and we just try to see how we can help build society. Okay, this is the little we can do for ourselves. So if any other Benita is in the house, or Oremo's gratitude boss, anybody who is available, you can also call in and join me as co-hosts. So first caller is Chris Soulard. Keep your environments quiet. as we proceed in today's live stream. Unfortunately, even though it was crystal loud, I tapped, it's Areme Kunu that is here. Hello, good afternoon, sir.
Hello, Coach. Thank you always for your inspiration and your advice every time. Quick one, I have two questions.
Sorry, tell us your name and where you're streaming from.
Sorry, I got carried away. My name is Yusuf and I'm calling from the UK. Again, thank you for your time and for everything that you've been doing for us. So I have two questions, Coach. The first one is, I currently have a fixed income instrument in US at the moment, which is about 10% return per annum, which is paid upon maturity after 1 year. But I'm thinking of stopping that and using NIDF as a form of fixed income instrument. So I'm wondering, what do you think about that? Because one, the dollar instrument is from Naira, so the exchange rate that I buy is different from the sale. So I just wanted to use that to hedge inflation. And that's the reason why I entered it in the first place. So I'm thinking of probably maybe stop it and go into NIDF. So I just wanted to seek your opinion with respect to that. So that's the first question. The second one is, you mentioned Tip doing a rights issue the other time. Maybe I didn't hear you well. So I just wanted to ask, when do you have any idea when your qualification dates was? So that's the second one.
TIP rights issue qualification date, I think, was 1st of August.
Okay.
And then
Is it like, do you have any idea what is the easy one for, what was it, details?
okay, I will confirm that while also trying to respond to the first question. First of all, you know the price is 7 naira per share.
Okay.
For the rights, it's 7 naira per share. I'm going on now to the NGX notification board to see where that information is. Just give me a moment. Hopefully I get hold of that. Right. I'm right there, and it says 1 new ordinary share for every 5.
Okay, 1 for 5. All right, thank you.
Okay, and then your first question, I would encourage you to go ahead with liquidating that fixed income asset and go all in for NIDF. That's because I believe the dividend yield is much more than 10%. And that means it takes care of whatever the exchange rate situation is. But particularly, the Naira has stabilized. We are not going to see the kind of devaluation of the Naira that we saw before. That was not a natural economic occurrence. It was actually based on government policy of unifying the foreign exchange market. That was what brought about that sharp decline of the value of the Naira. But as it is now, there's not going to be any such, at least not in the lifetime of the current administration. And you know how Nigerian politics is, just in case this next election comes and he still wins. I don't think that is going to change anytime soon regarding the exchange rate. It will just be little daily fluctuations and all that, but not a sharp decline anymore.
All right, thank you so much, Coach.
So you could actually even use the quarterly dividends from NIDF to buy back USD and be plowing back into US investment. I don't know. Or you still, but by all means, compound whatever dividends that flows in. Because, you know, time value of money, that's what you are missing now from that investment. You were very specific. I listened closely. You said the 10% is at the end of the year. Now that's a disadvantage to you because you just can't use it. But NIDF now gives you a cash flow quarterly that can enable you to compound and take full advantage of opportunities as they come. That's it.
Yes, exactly. So that was my dilemma in the first place.
Awesome.
Because basically, I'm hearing about, I just wanted something that could edge inflation in another currency aside from Naira. So that was the reason why I went into the fixed income. I don't want to go into it because I already have GS, S&P 500 and all of that in house already. So I just wanted another currency to edge inflation with respect to that. So but I guess I'm just gonna like leave that and go into an idea for the cash flow, like you rightly mentioned. So thank you so much for that, coach.
Thank you very much. My pleasure. Actually, even the NIDF, there is also a chance for capital gains because let's not forget. Now it's making me look like I want to predict something again. Interest rates are dropping abroad and in Nigeria. And that means the money market will continue to look less attractive. If that happens, watch out for a stock like NIDF because those institutional funds that went into the money market will begin to flow out of there and chase regular cash flow dividend paying stocks like NIDF. And if that happens, NIDF may experience price appreciation over time. We have now come to so relax and feel that, okay, this stock does not gain. It's only for a moment. Mark my words. Thank you very much. So we go on to the next caller. Chrysolad, you were the one I was tapping only to realize that the system did something and we had to speak to the last caller. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, coach.
It's good to have you here. Please tell us your name and where you're streaming from.
Hello, thank you very much. My name is Cyril. I'm calling from the UK.
Cyril from the UK. We are glad to have you. Looks like I have a strong followership in the UK. Sounds great.
Yes, yes.
Fantastic.
My sister from Nigeria recommended you to me.
Oh, wow. Wonderful.
Then I've been following your streams on Instagram, and she told me that for clarity's sake and for the question and answers that you normally pick us from the TikTok. So I joined yesterday. I followed you yesterday night, and
Wow.
so that when I came early to
Just yesterday.
because
Fantastic.
clarifications,
Awesome.
Thank you very much for liberating people.
Glad to have you.
Sometimes around 2007, 2008, I bought some shares.
Okay. That was the biggest stock market crash.
Yes, then. So First Bank, Japan, and Dangote Flour, yes. But what I suspect is that I'm not been seeing the Dangote Flour being listed anymore. So I don't know. Because before I left Nigeria, I still have some dividend checks that I'm not claimed and some shares bonus certificates. But then I didn't know how to go about them, and because it kept falling there, so I lost interest. So, but now that I just found your page, and my sister told me that you've been helping people to go to help them to go how they can reclaim their lost or forgotten investments for a very long time, So that's why I'm like trying to seek some clarity on how to go about it so that I can start fully. And as I'm here now, I want to start building portfolios in hard currency and in the year. And then like I've been into so many seminars here. Like this is the SIP, is the SIPP as in
S&P 500.
no, as in
Okay.
like in UK here, if you're working, you must choose whenever you're working, you must choose your pension pot.
Okay.
Like self-sponsor pension pot, for you. Like you'll be every month you'll be your
your own pension contribution.
Percentage from your salary, yes. Then you'll be using that.
It's similar to RSA here. Retirement savings account.
Yes, I had about NTF trading 212 S&P 500, you know. So I want to seek some clarity so that I can dump on it and to know the best,
Stocks and platforms. Okay, very simple. What you will do, first off, beyond the daily live stream here, we have a community of now more than 3,400 members on Discord app. It's called Net Worth Investors Club. We are investors. It's not an investment club. So you are not going to be giving money to anybody. It's a do-it-yourself club. You open a brokerage account for yourself. You fund it by yourself. Your bank details are attached to it. When dividend comes, it drops in your bank account. When you sell stocks and make profits, it drops in your bank account. All you need to do is follow me on Instagram, send me a DM that you want to join Net Worth Investors Club. Why am I referring you there? 2 hours is not enough to give you all the information that you need. And you actually need knowledge. And this is also to anybody else who needs to know. Whether you are starting for the first time or not doesn't matter. That club is a platform where stock analysis goes on a daily basis. Everybody asks questions as they will, and we discuss 24 hours. Anytime a question drops, somebody is available to respond, and so on and so forth. That way, you are getting to see real-time market analysis and then make up your mind on what to do, and you begin to invest intentionally. For instance, you've asked for what platforms to use. There are so many people who have experienced different platforms, and they can tell you by their experience which one to use, right? So for both foreign and local, for you who is in the UK, everybody in the UK, it's always Trading 212. Fantastic platform there. So open your account with them, use your UK details, KYC documentation, and get it done. It's an app. And then for the Nigerian one, I use Atlas Portfolios. If you like, that's what you want, never mind, send me a DM. I will send the link to you. You open it. Everything is plain and proper. But please, everybody hearing me who wants to join, listen. If you see anybody with my photo in your DM, that's a criminal. I will not come to your DM personally by myself for the first time. I may be responding to your DM if you first make an inquiry. But do not entertain any discussions because there are so many fake accounts. I do not have a backup account anywhere. This is my second TikTok account. The first ever TikTok account was closed because I was showing the stock screens when I was doing live stream. So they think it was something else. I don't know why. But that's why I don't show the screens on my TikTok screen anymore. I just look at the system and share with us. So please, if you see an account that comes straight to you and start telling you how is your crypto doing, there is an app I give you to download, please run. Discord app is normal. It's like WhatsApp, but that's a wider and a bigger platform with better features. That's why we went on Discord. We used to be on WhatsApp. So basically, welcome home. That hunger you had, you will eventually be satisfied, right? So it's a marathon, not a sprint. But let's bed you in properly, and then you will see some beginner guide videos as well, and recover those things you forgot about after you abandoned your stocks. Now, you mentioned something when you said they were sending checks, and I smiled. I smiled because before now, when we started, I was explaining, at some point I was explaining to them how dividend used to be received on dividend warrants. It comes like a check. And so if you don't have a post office box or a house that the post office can trace, then you can't enjoy stocks that time, because it comes as dividend warrants. You now go and deposit in your bank account before it clears for payment. So I can't. Never mind. Never mind. We will. Never mind. Everything will be recovered. Just calm down. We'll take it one step at a time. As for Dangote Flour, I used to have it too. Dangote Flour has been delisted. It's no longer a public company. But in the process of delisting as well, they normally pay retail investors off. So you are going to contact the registrars of Dangote Flour to see whether they are still paying off, because it's been a long time when they delisted Dangote Flour. So just send me a DM and then all of that will be sorted offline here. Okay? So we can entertain other calls. Thank you very much. All right. Thank you. Thank you. God bless you too. Bye. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, who is next? On the callers list, we have quite a number and we will quickly deal with them. Now, Aminu Muhammad, Eddie, and Natural will be next. After Alayende, I think Alayende was here before the other three, so let's go with Alayende. Excuse me. So this is how we forcefully make you millionaires. Multi-millionaires, I mean. You are still going about your normal activities. That's how to own the lake. Remember the story about owning the lake versus learning how to fish. Hello, good afternoon. Please tell us your name and where you're streaming from.
Good afternoon, Coach. My name is Alayinde. I'm streaming from Lagos.
Thank you very much, Alayinde from Lagos. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. First of all, let me first appreciate you, a good coach. You really opened my eyes. My brother introduced talk to me sometimes 3 years back, but I didn't really. People advised me that it does not really work, so I put my money in something else that I want my fingers.
So sorry about that. Life happens.
I said I started, but this year, I've been following you since last year, but I was not consistent with it.
Okay.
But this year, I can say like for the past 3 months, I've been following like back to back, and I've introduced a lot of people
Wow.
to this platform. So
Awesome.
every one of my friends knows if I want to talk now, is talking. I don't discuss any other thing except
Yeah.
I'm a renewable energy guy.
Okay.
Except I'm talking my business, electric engineering also. The next thing is up. So, sir, I have about 3 questions here about.
Okay.
You said stock comes down around November.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking I'm planning of saving towards that November so that when I'm going in November, I'm able to go in for first. Getting all those stock that they drop back due to people that have taken off their profits. So I also asked, is it a good way to go? Because when you said November, stock will crash a bit. That's my number 1 question. Then number 2 question, my case is similar to the horse scholar, but in Nigeria. So I have this money market mutual fund that I do, then I have all this commercial paper that I go into also, which they also some mature. So I'm now looking for also towards that time, that November time, like also to pick about maybe 2 or 3 stock. I know I've chatted you on Instagram before and you've given me some advice which I've followed. So I want to know maybe 3 stock that I can also put that towards that time. That's my question, sir.
Okay. My response to the first question will answer the second. And that is to say, historically, that's correct. Stock prices drop and begin to trade sideways because of investor apathy towards the end of the year. Everybody is then thinking about festivities, funding holidays, trips, and all that. But you know what? We are always here to point out those things when that time comes. There are some stocks that most likely will come down at very good value that time. When that time comes, we will be able to point them out. And that answers your second question, because we still have the third quarter results to be announced next month, when most stocks will also jump because they are paying interim dividend, and especially if they do very well. So if we start pointing at what is going to be good for you that time comes and they are not amongst the best bargains in the market, then we have misadvised you. So it's always a matter of when that time comes. As for me, I promise you, wherever I am, I will try to continue to connect and see how we fish out these opportunities to enjoy from. Do you get a point now?
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. And God bless you too. Okay. Still having some noises there. Oh, what happened? We lost Maobi there. Maobi, please, if you can hear me, can you call him back and so you can join us? Aminu Mohammed, Natural, you are the next two callers. Austin Blaze says, thank you, coach. Chams is giving me joy. Austin Blaze, you are not alone. I am also enjoying that joy right now. We sat down here, we kept talking, and it looked like Chams won't move. And maybe, just maybe, your patience is getting rewarded now. How many times does NIDF pay dividend in a year? Wealthy Kelechi, 4 times every year. 4 solid times. Can I tell you something that happened in 2023? NIDF, when we were expecting 4 times payment, after paying the 4th one, NIDF came out to announce that, look, listen, we have an extraordinary dividend to pay because we made an extraordinary income. What happened? They said they sold one of the assets, and therefore this is the amount that they generated from that sale, and it's going to be distributed to fund holders. That 2023, by the beginning of 2024, we received 2 dividends in January. That's because the 4th quarter result was announced in January, dividend paid in January, 4th dividend for the year, and then another one came in the form of extraordinary income. So there was a year in the history of NIDF when we received 5 times dividends. Interesting, isn't it? That's how you know a proper organization. Clean, plain, open, black and white. They tell you as it is. When they make sales, even without your knowledge, they come to report it. That's what we want, corporate governance. Any company you are not too sure how sincere or the corporate governance standards that they have, then you've got to be careful. Hello, good afternoon. Yes, sir. Please tell us your name and where you're streaming from.
My name is Aminu Mohammed. I'm calling from Hamburg, Germany.
Aminu Mohammed from Hamburg, Germany. Thank you for joining. Please go ahead. We're listening.
First of all, I want to commend you for your efforts in trying to see that our people are financially free.
My pleasure, sir.
So I think I have 2 questions. Okay, it's not really questions. I just want your suggestion.
Okay.
I would like you to maybe recommend a few US stocks that pay monthly dividends.
Oh, wow. Aminu Mohammed. I wish I have my Aminu Mohammed needs monthly dividend paying US stocks. I wish I had my watch list on my system. Unfortunately, I still keep forgetting to do that, to link it up with my system, my phone. Now that I'm using the phone, I cannot lay my hands on those. But there's a solution. If you are listening to me on TikTok, and if you are listening to me on Instagram, I have those videos of those stocks. Search amongst my videos, you will see monthly dividend paying stocks, US stocks that pays dividend monthly. And you will find some of those names. Maybe what you need to do is to still check to see the history of their dividend, whether they paid recently, right? To know whether they are still consistent in that before you proceed. Because I did that video around February, March, or thereabouts. So just check through my videos and you will see. Interestingly, this weekend, I couldn't respond to a lot of DMs on Instagram because I was soaked into researching weekly dividend paying stocks in the US. It will amaze you to note that we have weekly dividend paying stocks as well. But how to identify which one is where the matter is. And most of them are ETFs. And that's where I love ETFs. Not the ETFs that everybody is announcing and everybody jumps in and begin to wait, that moves at a snail speed to grow wealth. But when it comes to weekly dividend paying stocks, maybe I'll also do a video about that, time permitting me. Is that okay, Aminu?
Okay, yes. Then secondly, I want to ask you if maybe you can recommend 3 out of the second magnificent 7 that maybe I can enter today or within the week.
Fantastic questions. There are 7, they call them Mag 7. Magnificent 7 stocks in the US stock market. And they are more like those stocks that they would normally brand too big to fail based on their performance. We're talking about Tesla, Nvidia, Apple, Amazon, Microsoft, Meta, Google, and so on. My top choices, right? Are you with me?
Yeah, it is.
Number 1 right now is Microsoft. I was having a one-on-one session with someone just about a week or 2 ago. It's not up to 2 weeks. I mentioned that stock for 2 key reasons. Reason number 1, it's amongst the top when it comes to cash reserve. That means of all the companies in the US, should any serious economic crisis happens, it's amongst the top 5 with the highest cash pile. Because companies that reserve enough are those that will last longer and survive the worst economic situations. Plus, the capacity to expand their business without borrowing or acquire new businesses to themselves. Do you get the point? Google is there amongst the top 5. Number 2, highest net income company in the US market, Google. As at the time I was sharing with this mentee, Google was at 490 something. I said it will soon jump back to 500. Let me see how much Google is right now. If time will permit me, that's Alphabet Incorporated Class A. I'm checking to see now. Google, sorry, did I say Google? Microsoft. This stock I'm talking about is Microsoft. So Microsoft was at 400 and something, but currently it should have passed. It's 509. 509. Then second is Google. Maybe that's why Google is coming into my mind instead of Microsoft. Google used to be my number 1. Microsoft, Google, Amazon. Don't fail or sleep on those 3. Amongst the Mag 7.
What of Meta?
Well, if you want to make it 4, then Meta comes in. You know why I didn't mention Meta? Because Meta has already experienced a significant price jump. When I used to love Meta was when it was 500. As we speak now, it's $755 per share. So what has happened to Meta moving from 500 to 700 is about to happen to Google. In April particularly, you won't believe that Meta was selling for less than 500. $484 per share in April. And at that point, it looked like, oh, this thing is too expensive. But here we are, between April and now, $755.
That's amazing.
That's it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Coach. I really appreciate it. God bless.
My pleasure. God bless you too. Aminu. Okay, we go on to our next callers. We will be having, at this point, Natural. Okay. And then, okay, I've got Maobi back. So we'll be having Natural. We'll also be having Hair by T Signature. Then we will have Bakali. So Natural, keep your environment quiet, everyone, so we can have a good conversation. You are our next caller. While we are trying to connect, maybe I should take some comments on.
Hello, Coach.
I think you should lower the sound on your system. Good afternoon. Please tell us your name and where you're streaming from.
Okay. My name is Nigerian. I'm still from.
You're streaming. I'm so sorry. The connection is so poor. We are unable to continue. Please just try and see how you can call back again. That could help. We'll go on to Hair by T Signature. While we are waiting for... Hello, good afternoon. Please tell us your name and where you're streaming from.
Okay, my name is Tessie Raphael and I'm streaming from Nigeria.
Where in Nigeria, Tessie?
Delta State, precisely.
Delta State. Thank you very much, Tessie. Please go ahead.
Okay, I just stumbled on your page and I'm new to stock. Although I have a little portfolio because I was researching about stock a while ago and I came across a page on YouTube that I just followed and just got a few knowledge on how to invest in stock. And I had a brokerage account, Bamboo. I don't know if you are aware of it. And that was where I started my journey from. And I have a few.
Hello, are you there, Tessie?
Can you hear me?
Okay, you have a few something?
Yes, I said I have a few stock I bought last month.
Okay.
And it's all Nigerian stock. So I'm caught in between investing in foreign stock. Each of them is the best bet now. That is one. And then the app I'm using a Bamboo app. And some time ago, I come across somebody complaining about their commission rate and how investing in Bamboo is a bad idea and all that. But I'm just stuck there for now because I didn't buy further. I just left the one I bought because I wasn't sure if I was actually on the right track. Okay, let me just wait when you answer this question before I go on to the next one.
Okay, so I should answer the question about what foreign stock to buy.
Not like what I'm between Nigerian stock and foreign stock.
Which one is better?
Which of them is the best bet for now? Should I stick to my Nigerian stock or I should go ahead to invest in foreign stock even while I'm in Nigeria?
It's always good to explore the US market, but you need some level of knowledge And since you are just joining, I would let Maobi speak to you. We have a Network Investors Club where you will get to see these things happening and shape up your knowledge base. In the process, also be able to ask questions and get responses. Is that okay?
Okay, sir.
Hello, Maobi. Please, can you step in and let's have Tessie's questions responded to.
Yeah, sure, Coach. Good afternoon, Daisy. How are you?
Good afternoon, Maobi. I'm good, and how are you, sir?
Yeah, great. Okay, just to answer your question directly, in my opinion, regarding which market you have to jump on at this moment, I will advise you, if you are coming in fresh in the market, right? If you don't understand how the stock market works, the NGX is safer and more easily navigatable for you. And my reason is because the level of volatility that you find in the international market can easily take any fresher off his or her feet in seconds. You might know that on the NGX, the maximum that a stock can gain in a day is 10%. Same way the maximum a stock can lose in a day is 10%. But on the other hand, on the international market, especially the US stock market, you can have a stock appreciate as high as 5,000% in a day. Same way you can also have a stock lose very, very quickly in a day. So my personal advice to you and also to all the other newbies in the market is always good to start small. By starting small, that doesn't mean that there are no big potentials on the NGX. No. When I say small, I mean that you are reasonably protected against the forces in the market that might erode your funds so quickly before your very eyes. So to answer that question, start with the NGX. Understand the basics. Know how the market works. Know how you can even choose the stocks to invest in. Understand fundamental analysis. Understand technical analysis. Understand how to evaluate the profitability or otherwise of the company you want to invest in. Then you can scale up at the point which you are already comfortable and you can now navigate the foreign market. That is the first question. That is the first answer. Now, to the second part of this, how do you start on the NGX, right? Like I said already, knowledge is key, just like every other business you want to start on. It's very good that you don't just jump in based on what you've heard. You don't just jump in based on what you feel, because what you've heard and what you feel might be totally different from the realities of the ground. Make your researches here and there around the market you want to invest in, around the company you want to invest in, around everything that has to do with understanding the terrain which you are putting in your money. It will be very good for you to understand that when we stocks, we are talking about investment. And when you talk about investment, money is involved. And when money is involved, you will agree with me that you have to be very careful to know what you are doing for you not to lose money. Because when you are investing, the primary aim is to make profit and minimize your losses even when you have to take losses, right? So knowledge is key. Go online, read up a couple of things about the market to make your process, your onboarding process very easier for you. You can go to coaches, YouTube, Instagram, and even on this TikTok handle. And you can be sure to find very nice, educative, and straight to the point inner guide videos that will guide you in your investment journey. After you have gotten yourself abreast with all these informations, then you need to get a stock brokerage account. Now, you can see your brokerage accounts as your investment vehicle, through which you can buy, through which you can sell, and also through which you can hold the stocks that you bought, right? also on Atlas. No updated prices or anything. Also, you can be sure that you get a much more reasonable buy and sell commissions. Let's face it, we are here to make money. If I have a platform that will give me or enable me to make more money by way of paying lesser commissions, I think that is the way to go. So knowledge, getting your brokerage accounts, then you need to decide on the stock to invest in. This is where your knowledge about the market comes in. This is where your knowledge about the fundamental analysis of the stock comes in, and also the technical analysis. You should be able to look at a company's financials. By financials, I mean the periodic reports that the company releases periodically. You can look at them and know, has this company performed much better than they have performed when you compare to 2024, for example? Are they making progress, or are they, dropping backward? All these informations will help you to, make a holistic and well-informed decision to invest in a stock. So when you grab the NGX, then you can now talk about scaling up and, investing in the foreign market, in the US market, in the European market, as the case may be. So if you have any more questions, I'll be more than happy to answer you.
Thank you very much, Coach. I really appreciate the detail and how you broke down everything for me. It's now a lot easier. And the last question I will ask, because from your explanation, it has explained and answered like a couple of questions for me that I wanted to ask for that. Or I would just like to go straight for the Discord app. I can find it on my iOS app store, right? We'll download and then register to join the community.
Yes, sure you can. Exactly. You can find Discord on iOS. You can find it on the Google Play Store. Discord is basically, a social media app which we decided to use instead of an app like WhatsApp or others which are generally known, because we are a growing community and we want that community whereby we can be sure that the group will not be kicked out on a periodic basis, and we can also accommodate more and more members as the club grows. So you can find this app on your iOS mobile store. Just download it, register. Then to join the group, you need to follow Coach on Instagram. His Instagram handle is @WorldCoachOniente. Just do him a DM and request for the link to join the group, and that will, grant you access to the group. When you come in there, you find like-minded investors. We deliberate on a day-to-day basis at all hours of the night. Whenever the information comes up, you can ask your questions. Myself and other admins will always be on ground, to talk to you and to clarify as much as we can.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Our time is fast spent. 10 minutes to go, and we still have a whole lot of callers. Tessie, I hope you've got enough information. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Maobi, as well. We go on to the next caller. I tried to get Dr. Tu online, but I think the call went off. So we will go with the next caller, and that's Noel's Elite. While I also respond quickly to some of your comments, trying to catch up with time, please, can I transfer my assets from AfriInvest to Atlas Portfolios, Austin Blaze? Yes, you can. Hello, good afternoon. Okay, that must have been a mistaken call in. We proceed to the next caller, Shei Dada. Shei Dada, you are our next caller. There are also comments on YouTube I need to attend to very quickly, one of which is, Coach, what is your take on Regency Insurance? For now, you have to hold on because it's pulling back, even though they've announced a bonus issue, which is making it rise. Hello, good afternoon. Hello, Shei, can you unmute your mic and let's talk? We have just 9 minutes to go. All right, since we're having challenges with Shei, we go on to Bakali. Coach, help with this Atlas registration. Osigini is asking, what's your challenge? DM me on Instagram. Hello, good afternoon. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon, Coach.
Okay, tell us your name and where you're streaming from. Let's make it fast. 8 minutes to go.
Yes, my name is Umar Mohammed, and I'm calling from Zamfara.
Umaru Mohammed from Zamfara State. Thank you for joining. We're glad to have you. Go ahead.
Thank you very much, Coach. This one I just called to appreciate you for all you have been doing for us, the members of your club. We really appreciate you. You are doing a very good service to Nigerians. Because of what you are doing, we are making money, and our life keep on getting better. I joined your club, I think since 2020, around that time. And since that time, I have been making a lot of money from your advices.
Wow.
And honestly, I have to say you are a wonderful person.
Thank you.
On 2 occasions, I called you personally and I requested for your account number and I sent you an estimate.
Oh, yes.
I
I now remember.
join others to be doing the same, because that one will also encourage you to do more. And I've also asked, I've also requested some other people to come and share their experience with other people, so that I know that that will also keep you, make you happy to hear that people are benefiting from what you are doing. So thank you very much, Coach.
Wow.
I really appreciate you. And just last, I think a month ago, I asked you for advice as regard UACN, and I'm still holding it, and I'm still in profit. I want to tell you that your advice is very, very good to me. I appreciate you. Thank you
Wow.
very much.
Thank you so very much. I didn't even know it was you. And I think this is your first time using this handle, Bakali. I couldn't have told. You are such a nice person to even have come out to say all these wonderful words. Now, one thing I got from your message, your comment now, is you've been there for years. And that is what we have been preaching. If you are here long enough, you have no business losing money. That's the point. Periodically, initially, it could look somehow, but please, I want everyone hearing you to borrow from your patience. You are a very patient person. That's why patience is a virtue. Anything that is a virtue can make you wealthy, and you have a good dose of patience. Thank you so very much for your feedback. It adds fuel to my engine. I appreciate. Thank you. God bless you too. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have just 5 minutes more, and this call has just fired me up the more. Let's keep going. Latif, you are our next caller. 5 minutes to go. I will try to respond to other comments here and there. Coach, how can we buy the rights issue for Chams? Isiaka Olalekon. You can buy the rights issue. Just contact your broker to send you the form. You complete the form, make the funds available, and then it will be processed. Hello, good afternoon. Okay, looks like this is a mistaken call. We proceed to the next caller. Oluwadamilola, you are next. While you are coming, Charlotte Ebinom says, please talk on Unity Bank. I have over 200,000 units. What do I do? What do I do? It's meant for the manager. Please, coach, tell what to do. Okay, Charlotte, if you can hear me on YouTube, stay calm and wait, because they're going to pay you over 3 naira per share. I am now hoping that you bought less than 3 naira. A lot of people bought Unity Bank at 1 naira 50 kobo. That price where it was when it was suspended from being traded. Okay? So good news is you are close to getting more than whatever you spent buying your Unity Bank shares, because Unity Bank is merging with Providos Bank. All right? And the scheme of arrangements has it that all Unity Bank shareholders who may not want to continue to hold the stocks will be paid off over 3 naira, I think 3 naira 18 kobo per share. So hold on tight to your 200,000 shares. You are about to be rewarded. Oluwadamilola, are you there?
Yes, good afternoon, Coach.
Good afternoon.
Yes.
Go ahead. From Lagos?
Yes.
All right. Thank you very much. Go ahead.
With Atlas, I've been dropping comments, but there's been no response from them.
Okay, today Atlas is not able to make it to the live stream. I'm sure their hands are full with Chams rights and all other requests and applications. So maybe tomorrow we'll watch out to see if they are here. Is that okay?
Okay, but about the Chams right, I thought the offer closed on Friday.
Well, even in this meeting, I've mentioned at least up to 3 times that the offer has now been extended to 26th. So if you didn't meet up with Friday, there is still time for you.
Okay.
Thank you very much. That's actually a breaking news and hasn't been made official, but look out for the updates in your emails because your brokers will be sending you messages in that regard. Now we go on to the next caller. We have Noel. 2 minutes before we close. I don't know whether or not we can take all the calls because there are so many more callers. You need to be calling early enough when we have enough time so we can deal with your calls. Hello, Coach. Please, can I have the link to Atlas Portfolios? I want to open minor account for my 4, 9, and 11-year-old children. What is the requirement for them? Margaret Gabriel, very simple. Just email your broker. They will send you 3 different forms for your children. And because you already have an account, those 3 accounts, minor accounts, will be linked to yours because you automatically become the administrator of the accounts until the children come of age. Hello, okay, it's still not connecting yet. We'll take maximum use of the time. Hey, Coach, sent you a DM on Instagram so I could get a link for the community. Haven't gotten a response. Raphael Uzagba, never mind. Like I said earlier in the live stream, I was buried in all sorts of research throughout the weekend and couldn't respond to all the DMs, but I will try to do that today. Okay? Okay. Because there are so many, up to 10 callers, I will try again and get maybe 2 more. Eddie and Susan Odetola. It's already 2 p.m. when we should be closing, but let me see how quickly we can respond. Hello, good afternoon. Hello, Eddie, are you there? Good afternoon. Okay, Eddie is not responding. It's already 2 o'clock. I will try and see if the last caller, Susan Odetola, can come on. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Coach.
All right. Tell us where you're streaming from.
I'm calling from Lagos.
Thank you. Thank you, Susan from Lagos. Please go ahead. Say again.
3 naira, and I would like to buy more. So I don't know if I'm qualified for the rights issue.
When did you, when was the first and last time you bought Chams? What month?
First and last time, last week Thursday.
Well, you do not qualify for the rights.
Oh, okay. So in buying more stocks to the stocks I have at hand, I want to understand the concept of averaging down because I think if I buy my thoughts, because when I buy more, it will affect my profit and all that. But I just want to understand the concept of averaging down.
All right, to average down in the US market, it's called dollar cost averaging, DCA. Simply means you buy a stock 7 naira, for example, and after you buy, the stock drops to 6 naira 50 kobo or 5 naira 50 kobo, what has happened is you will be in a loss-making position. So to average down at that point means buying more lower than the price you initially bought. When you do that, your average entry price now drops from that 7 naira it was in your first batch, because you have bought some more at a lower price. So it's a technique in trying to drive down your cost price. Whenever a stock you bought drops initially, the idea is it is a temporary drop that you are trying to take advantage of, so that when it recovers, you don't need to wait till it's 7 naira again before you start getting profits. From the average price that it must have dropped to maybe 6 naira 50 kobo because you bought it 6 naira the second time, that means once it's 6.51, you start making profit instead of waiting till it gets to 7. Does that explain it a little bit?
Yes.
That's averaging down. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, my sincere apologies. There are still 7 callers on the line, but I advise once it's 1 p.m., try to call in and let's keep going so that we can utilize the time properly. And this is me apologizing to everyone whose comment I have not been able to meet up to respond to, or calls I've not been able to pick. You all made today fantastic. Thank you very much, Maobi. Thank you everyone who was liking and sharing. You've also helped newbies to join us. You are simply amazing, the best. Hopefully tomorrow we go again. Today's live stream will immediately after the live stream, 5 minutes afterwards, uploaded on the YouTube channel. So for members in the US and Canada, because of time difference, who couldn't join, or fellow Nigerians in Nigeria or anywhere around the world who couldn't because of work, today's live stream video is available on my YouTube channel. And if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, feel free to join, to go on and subscribe for free. The link is on my link tree on my bio. Just click on that link tree. You will see all my social media handles. Go there, follow me. Subscribe on the YouTube channel for free so you can get some of these live streams. Remember, most of what we discuss are as useful as after 1 month of discussion, or even 2 months, depending on market activities. All right.